demoralizing the police in an attempt to defund the police, which means overwhelming them with violence, overwhelming them with chaos, overwhelming them with pushback. Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back. Today we've got a topic to talk about that is very important, came out of nowhere, unless you were pretty much came out of nowhere, guys. Today we are talking about the Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying. Some say finally. She's very old, was very old. She's no longer anything. A very controversial person. Many of the liberal community support her due to her journey, due to her story. Many of them support her because she was notably very pro-abortion. So much so, she supported abortion up to the date of birth, which is insanity. So we lose a liberal Supreme Court justice. So what does that mean for today, guys? It's huge, actually. It adds a ton of chaos to the world. A lot of chaos. I say the world, but I mean, America, which affects the world. So, maybe it's an accurate statement. The death of RBG leaves a power vacuum in the Supreme Court, which is very huge. We are essentially not even a month and a half out from the elections. Here's where the chaos ensues, guys. One, if Trump tries to appoint a new Supreme Court justice, the left is going to lose their mind. The left is already starting to lose their mind solely on the fact that she died, knowing that it opens up the window for Trump to potentially do anything. And we know that anytime Trump does anything, the left loses their mind in general. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's good for the world, he could have the cure for cancer, and they'd be like, no, Trump's bad. But it doesn't matter your politics, left or right. It doesn't matter your politics, right? It doesn't matter. When you look at this from just an unbiased point of view, you understand the chaos that ensues with it. And part of that chaos is understanding the left's mentality. And we've already seen tweets from the left. We've already seen people calling for rioting and violence if Trump tries to if Trump tries to put anybody in, appoint anybody before the elections. Why? Because they see it as a last-ditch effort of Trump to be able to get one of his racehorses in, essentially, someone who's pro-Constitution in. And when you are against the Constitution, constitutional things, you want to stop anyone that is a conservative constitutionalist being able to affect the outcome of legal precedent, legal cases, right? You got to change the mindset. You need the progressive, radical mindset to be able to do crazy stuff like kill unborn children, murder people, right? And this stuff all trickles down, guys. It's just a giant family tree of progressives in our legal system, DAs, judges, lawyers, top to bottom, the whole gamut. You get to see people like these protesters who are arrested for rioting, protesting. They're arrested for it, and then they are released and not tried. And that's what happens when you allow the political system to become corrupted like it is, versus following it strictly constitutional. So getting back to RBG, she is no longer here. The left is going to want to wait till after the elections in hopes that Biden would then be able to pick his horse So it's politics. It's politics straight down the board, guys. But it's so important, hugely important. It is basically deciding whether or not we are going to go to more crazyville when you go to court, more unconstitutional stuff. When you get people in there who are against guns, they will tell you, well, it's lawful to ban guns. Yes, we can do this. The Constitution allows us to be able to ban guns, right? This is the kind of idiocy we got to deal with. But the point of the entire thing isn't the kind of the legal precedent we will be dealing with down the road. The bigger issue is the fact that people from the left, more notable people with influence, are calling for violence and chaos, choosing to not accept Trump's appointed whoever, and then on top of that, calling for chaos to essentially not accept it through violence, through rioting, through burning down the entire system. And as we're seeing in the streets, the Antifas and the BLMs of the world who are just creating mass violence and mass chaos in our cities, they are working on demoralizing the police in an attempt to defund the police, which means overwhelming them with violence, overwhelming them with chaos, overwhelming them with pushback. And the media's hopping on board. The left is totally on board. So it's making for a more interesting, a much more just interesting dynamic of what is taking place. So, more to look for, guys, right? We talked about Eyes on November. It just became more chaotic. It just became more of an issue. Something else has now bumped up the scale. We are moving forward faster than the timeline that we are already moving, which was already a pretty quick timeline. So the chaos just got bumped up. It just became more and heightened. It is 2020 just keeps on delivering. So if you guys weren't aware of how important or how significant the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg was, I hope now you know. It is definitely something to pay attention to. It is definitely added to the turmoil that is taking place. If Trump decides to try and make a decision before the elections, which I'm guessing he would, because why wouldn't you? Why would you cater to the left and wait till after the elections? Why would you possibly give that up? Expect more violence, guys. Expect more. Expect more. And with that, prepare. Continue to prepare. Continue to prep for it, guys. Continue to be able to take care of your family and your community. Stay out of the cities. Watch them burn. Sit back and be able to watch a little more of the chaos unfold and take care of your immediate community. Take care of your immediate neighbors, that sort of thing. But obviously you guys know that should have been taking place already. You should have your community on board. You should have your neighbors on board. You should be with like-minded people. If you've been thinking about it and you haven't done it yet, even still, there is still time to find community to rally with. Circle the wagons, if you will. But this changes nothing as far as the plan of preparedness, guys. There's more. Oh, chaos. Oh, more chaos. We know chaos is coming. More chaos just got stacked on the pile. It's a pile of chaos, right? So guys, be prepared, be aware. The politics game is not fun to keep up with, but it is important because we have not been involved in it, because we have chosen to not keep up with it. We are where we are today because of our complacency, because of our unwillingness to be involved. So here we are today. Other people, we have allowed them to create our policies for us, and now the policies they're borderline insanity. And now we reap what we sow, guys. All of us, we all reap what we sow. Everything that's coming down the line is us reaping what we have sown, and we did not sow well, and unfortunately we were going to have negative results. So that is it, guys. Chaotic times just they were just magnified. Be prepared. Sorry if I was shouting at you guys. Feels like my truck is loud, so I shout. That is it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Be prepared.